Hello there. Let me know how the how the sound levels are. They're supposed to be in a good position. We're back with Sly. I haven't missed any of the game because I've just been doing work between the last times I did it. With a little bit of play, of course. How is everyone doing today? Indignant, immortal, sense of pride and accomplishment. Uranoctus, our Fowler, Neil, Raymond. Seems like you're all doing pretty good today, let's hope. I've got a Discord invite in the description ready for people to, like, use. But Discord, like, went down about 10 minutes ago or whatever, so... Convenient is the word I think I'm looking for. So... let's play more of Sly, shall we? I still have no idea what's going to happen because I've never played it before, but hey. Fun times ahead. And then I killed myself. That was a great beginning. Clearly I'm a little rusty. How have you been? I've been pretty good. Yeah, good man. Just working on stuff. The Infinity War video did really well. Which was nice. It took over my Force Awakens video, which I really didn't see coming. So I've forgotten. Is there a grab button? There is. Ah! See, that's how much I have forgotten. Yeah, it took over the Force Awakens video, which, you know, the whole point of the Force Awakens video was it was exactly what you guys wanted to see, I thought.
City was going to be loud and busy. This looks more like a ghost town.
Something's happened. Where is everyone?
I don't know, but it's starting to give me the creeps. What do you say we take off?
And miss all the fun? Besides, I want to try out that new move I got from Raleigh's section of the Thievius Raccoonus.
You mean the ninja spire jump?
Yeah, do me a favor and read me the instructions again.
To landeth safely upon diminutive points, leapeth lively and presseth the triggering device with the round geometrical object emblazoned upon it.
So, jump and hit the circle button to land on narrow spots.
That's a rough translation.
Like how Loki gave his own eulogy before he died. Yeah, he essentially summed up himself before kicking the bucket. What a wonderful guy. Wait, so do I have to hit circle and it'll like auto-target me to the platform, I guess? Good. I suppose I'm trying to get the jump on this dude. Assume. Jump on him then? Why not, eh? Yep, that works. What do you think of the first Deadpool? I like it. I just didn't think it was amazing. Laughed at a lot of the jokes. Found a lot of the jokes pretty terrible too. Very 50-50 for me. And the story was like deliberately simplistic. I kind of agree with ER that the film is a little bit weird with its tone. Because you kind of at one point are like really sad that he's gonna die from cancer. It's like, oh. That was pretty heavy for such a weird, light-hearted one, but you know, I liked it. And what else would there be? The second one looks good. I just haven't seen it. What up, Michael? How you doing? If you ever watched / read Ready Player One, I reckon you do a pretty good review on the disparity of quality. I've not seen it, but I've... whose video did I watch on that? I think it was YMS. He did not make the film sound remotely good. What's this guy's deal? Oh my goodness. There you go. Easy as pie. What are your thoughts on PewDiePie's video on Marvel movies? It's the same thoughts that everybody who doesn't like the MCU says, a bunch of things that are wrong. It's so formulaic. The good guys always win. You got that weird point about how you can't look up to them because you're never going to be possessing the same kind of powers that they do, or something like that. And then he said something like, at least with Batman... No, not Batman. At least with Naruto, because he was trying to counter the... You can't apply the same criticism to anime, even though you can. I don't even know why he would bother, but he said, at least Naruto earned his powers. Naruto, I can't remember how it's pronounced. But I was just like, what the fuck? There's plenty of heroes in the MCU that earn their powers, if they're not. Because he was like, at least you can get bitten by a radioactive spider. And I was like, okay, but that's just one of the heroes. But besides, it's not like Peter Parker has nothing about him that's respectable. Yeah, thought it was a weird video. Especially after Infinity War. Because that shook up a lot of the formula. Oh my goodness. But you know, he's entitled to his opinion. I wouldn't mind talking to him about it, but never gonna fucking happen. Then again, I never thought I'd speak to I Hate Everything, so... You never know. Is it possible if you can turn the game volume down, it's as loud as you are? I can. Yeah, and I need people to point this out, otherwise I'm not gonna be able to fix it, you know? Who would want that? Alright, I've lowered it significantly-ish. Let me know if that's enough. Any chance you'll make content on the flaws of Dark Souls and Bloodborne stories and lore? Also a response series. Oh, maybe one day, but I got other stuff to cover. I know a lot of people want me to do Dark Souls again, but like, I guess I wouldn't mind making something on Bloodborne. It would it's gonna be back of the queue for a while. Well, maybe not back of the queue. Middle of the queue. My queue is enormous. Uh-oh.
What's with those flashing lights?
The latest in high-tech security. Electronic floor sensors. Step on them and you're a goner.
Nice touch.
They're safe to walk on while flashing, but it also means they're about to switch to a different sector.
Fair enough. Hello, Mr. Dreamy, how do you do? Your thoughts on the Dragon Age series? I have not played them. Would you say Infinity War subverted expectations? Possibly. Ready Player One is one of the first movies that's better than what it's based off. I mean, there's literally just a page about a main character masturbating. Okay. Some people might enjoy that, I don't know. Hey dude, did you talk to the My Little Pony who called you a nerd? Thoroughness is nerdy, apparently. Misanthropony is just falling apart in the comments section. Because the fact was that, I don't really mind what was said, I just think it's a little bit hypocritical, that's all. Wait, is this supposed to be able to do anything? Alright. And the comments were going back and forth with loads of people saying like, wow, Mauler can't take a joke, and then, wow, Misanthropony's criticizing somebody for the exact same thing they're doing. And that's not a good way to start dialogue and all this other stuff. I was just like, why are you criticizing 5 hours when you've done 1 hour? Seems like, you know, what's the difference exactly? Like, who gets to decide how long something should be? That's all. And then some guy in the comment section was like, God, it doesn't matter if it's 5 hours or 1 hour. Oh wait, am I dead? Oh, yeah, I'm definitely dead. Oh yeah, that was a checkpoint, sweet. And I should have a lot of lives from messing around. Let's go down there and get all of that stuff. This seems like a good idea. Yeah, the guy was like, it doesn't matter, 5 hours or 10 minutes or whatever. And then, for me, I was like, yeah, I kind of agree with that. And then fucking Misanthropony was like, yeah, thank you. And I was like, what? That doesn't make sense. You just criticized me for having 5 hours. So, I don't know if they've responded to that yet, but it's kind of funny. I'm late to my childhood. Oh, of course, because of this game. I mean, every good critique has a list of requests 3 miles long. Yes. You mean critique it? When's your Force Awakens review coming out? We still got a bit of time before then, but it's coming along. Very much so. You should do a collab with Rags. I would be on board with that. We'll be watching Halloween this October in theaters. I didn't realize they were doing another one, but I'm not too invested in Halloween, so probably not. What are you gonna say if Solo turns out to be okay and not terrible? I could probably do a rage video on a film that's okay, but from what I'm hearing, it's not very good right now. Also, how do I get back over there? I don't wanna jump here because I might kill myself. Can I do, no, dive has to be done from the ground, okay. I think I could do something here. Is that dangerous to jump on that? I think it is. We should do it anyway, right? Oh wow, cool. I figure I'd be dead if I stood in the water, but apparently you can like jump out of it for a few seconds, I suppose. Ooh. Ah, no, really? That didn't seem like I didn't get to do. Finally got you on live, damn time zones. I agree. Where on earth are you from? Your pronunciation of work is excellent. Work? Isn't that the same as... what do Americans say? Work. I work hard. I work hard. Yeah, I don't know, it's slightly different, I guess. I wonder if that, like, costs me something by doing that, by jumping in a little bit. I don't know. Thoughts on Guardians of the Galaxy and why the second is better? I prefer the first. I'm going to see Deadpool 2 over Solo and Emilia Clarke's story. What ways do you think they could make the Black Panther sequel better than the first? I mean, just good writing. Too difficult. My goodness. What's the single worst piece of media you've ever seen played? I mean, I don't know, man. That's pretty tough. Well, me and Wolf watched something recently together that was pretty bad. But since we hated it so much at the same time, we've decided that we're probably going to make a video together on it, so that should be fun. Alright, this time I'm trying not to die, so that'd be good, isn't it? Excellent. Can I stay here without drowning? Yeah, I don't know what the worst thing I've ever seen is. It would be... I need to think about it. It's okay if I make a long critique, but you're just angry nerd if you do it. Oh, yeah. Super nerd is what they called me, I believe. The Gaming Brit released a part 1 critique video that's under 20 minutes. Blasphemy. Were you in my Discord saying that as well? I remember someone else said that. Yeah, I feel like Gaming Brit is trying to bank on the whole Ratchet success he had. His initial critique of the new one was fantastic, and it was really long, and it was really passionate. And I think now he's just trying to sort of get it again, which, you know, you can't blame him, I suppose. And you could say the same about me by going for The Force Awakens, but my video isn't going to be a, you know, several part series of 20 minutes. You're looking at 4 parts at 2 hours each. Probably. Are you missing or slipping? I think I'm just missing. Favorite cartoon shoe? Your favorite thing about the prequel trilogy? Huh. Favorite thing? I don't know. That's a good question. I really don't know. I'd have to think about that for a while. Have you seen A Quiet Place yet? I have. And I would hazard a guess that I hated it more than Wolf did. Any plans on making a Spider-Man Homecoming rant? I mean, I think you mean rant, and I'm sorry, but I thought Spider-Man Homecoming was actually pretty good. Favorite whiskey? I like a lot of them, honestly. I don't really have a preference. I just like getting drunk. I usually mix anyway. What's the best acting you've seen in a movie? For me, it's Heath Ledger's Joker. Another tough question. Too many tough questions, guys. How can I answer these quickly? But, oh, there's just so many examples, the Sam. So many examples, but that would be one of them. I would agree with you. Thoughts on critics like Total Biscuit? And he's major inspiration for me back in the day. Later on, it became sort of a 50-50, and then as of late, I just want him to have as much good times in his life that he's able to have. Least favorite thing about the prequel trilogy. Dialogue is usually what I say to that. What's your guilty pleasure? I got plenty of guilty pleasures. The one I usually say to people is Batman and Robin. Because I find it so silly. Arnold Schwarzenegger's performance as Mr. Freeze, but no, it's like you can't look away sort of thing. I like this place. Yeah. Oh, I didn't have a horseshoe. Fuck. For some reason I was just like, yeah, I can take a hit. Ewan McGregor, that's definitely a good choice for what's best about it, I would say. What's your favorite game series? Oof. I don't know, man. There's a couple that would fit into that, but then most series have like a bit of schizophrenia with quality. I guess Metroid would be one of the ones I would suggest. But there's a whole bunch I would probably want to suggest. Would love if you dedicated your life to interviewing Rian Johnson. I'd love to interview Rian Johnson, that'd be great. Why the name Mauler? Because I liked Darth Maul, but I'll explain that one in more depth when I do my response video. Hey there, how are you? Pretty, I'm good. Ghislaine, I'm good. Just chilling out with a video game, talking to you guys. Any chance about you ranting about an album? Not really. I'm very passive with music. I like listening to it. I have a selection of bands I enjoy, but I don't really talk about it that much. I'm not a huge fan of how crazy conversations can get about music, because I don't find that a lot gets done in terms of like proving whether a band is better than another, like I feel you can easily do with film. Wow, that did not feel like the right way to do that. But the Needle Drop is a channel that does it, right? Like one of the only channels I know that specifically does music. Neat for him. Oh yes, Judarad, there's gonna be lots to talk about. Lots. Do you think TFA would have been made better with a good sequel? Sure. If all of its mystery paid off, I think people would look back at that mystery with, you know, like, oh, I loved it when they set this up. But instead we have to look at it like, oh god, this is where they set up that. For example, what does he say? Return to me with Kylo Ren. It is time to finish his training. It's like, ooh. And then you're like, what does that mean? Oh yeah, he wants him to kill Rey, which he didn't have at the time. Okay. Bit weird. Would you rather have a bad movie with good characters or a good movie with bad characters? I don't know what you mean by bad movie with good characters. You mean like an awful plot with terrible camera work and special effects? Because character is my number one, so... If you're asking what one element would I prefer to be good... Or maybe you're asking, would I like it if all elements were good aside from character, or the reverse of that, in which case... I would imagine that the one with good elements... Good elements except character. Could that be Inception? Basically anything by Christopher Nolan. Well, maybe not everything. Out of interest, what are your thoughts on Terminator 2 Judgment Day? Well, the Sam, that is my all-time favorite movie, so... That's probably good enough for thoughts, right? I'll be doing an unbridled praise of that film eventually, because I do love it. And I'll be doing an unbridled rage of a certain Genesis film that you guys may or may not know. Have you noticed that some YouTubers who previously loved The Last Jedi are slowly starting to walk back on their praise in the wake of Solo, like Jeremy Johns? I haven't noticed it, honestly, but I imagine it's only a matter of time for people to start disliking The Last Jedi because of they get over the initial sort of shell shock, if you will. Like you get like, ooh, wow, that was fun, and then you see conversations everywhere about all of the most common problems with the film. It might start to sully your perspective on it. Maybe. Have you noticed Red Letter have fallen on the pace a bit? You mean like they're not uploading as much? What do you look like in real life? I'm just a random dude. I'm not anything to look at. Don't worry. Music's very hard to review objectively. That's how I feel about it. How is it possible you don't appreciate and enjoy Shigeru Miyamoto's Zelda series? I'm not that bothered by it. I've played practically all of them, at least for a little bit, and then some of them completely, and I don't know, I just haven't been impressed. It might be because of how hyped they are, and they come across to me as rather okay, I guess. Any thoughts on Rage 2? I don't care. I didn't care about Rage 1, I'm not even sure how I got a sequel, but who knows, maybe they'll make something awesome. Oh, this place just screams safety, doesn't it? Do you think it's weird in The Last Jedi that if Snoke already got to Kylo Ren, as Luke said, why didn't Kylo kill Luke when he had the chance? Well, Luke says he thought I was dead. Or he says he must have thought I was dead, which was the most, like, what thing ever. Like, how would a guy mistake whether or not you're dead? Who's a trained Jedi. It's just kind of weird. Yeah, I think everyone knows that Kylo would have killed Luke in that scenario. Uh-oh. Why did I even watch that? What's your favorite boss in Bloodborne and why? It's probably Koss, and I just loved how difficult he was, and I don't know, I'd argue that he was pretty fair, but some people wouldn't, I guess. So, I felt really good beating him, more so than the other bosses. Aside from maybe Maria, I thought that she was awesome as well. Do you even know of any great stories where the protagonist is an awful person, or even the villain? I was looking for some examples. I mean, you could try googling it, there's gotta be examples, I'm just not 100% sure off the top of my head. Yeah, I like James Bond. Not hugely, but I like it. With all the issues in The Last Jedi, which is your least favorite? I mean, I mean, it's gotta be what they did to Luke would be my least favorite. What do you think of the Dark Souls remaster from what we know? I'm on the same boat as everyone else. I'm disappointed as hell, but what are you gonna do? Stop, throw it. Oh wow, he just dropped a life? Huh. Thank you, I guess. Wait. Why is there a key right next to the door? Oh my god, there are so many questions. You actually shill your videos on the internet's favorite Korean basket weaving video game board? I do not. I haven't played the Stalker games. I haven't played their individual sin. Original sin? I meant that would you rather have a good all-round film besides characters or an all-round bad film with good characters? I'd have to see it, Lime Green Hulk, but I tend to stick with characters being good in all cases. But maybe I would choose the former. I've not played any Sly games aside from this one, Matt. Have you ever considered getting into the Star Wars Legends Expanded Universe? Not really, I don't really have the time for it, but I probably just want a guide on what the best stuff is instead of all of it, because I've heard from Wolf and several others that a lot of it's bad. At this point, what do you think is the likelihood of there ever being a Mr. Plinkett Last Jedi review? Do you think RLM softballed Last Jedi because Rian Johnson tweeted his fear of RLM? Did he do that? And if he did, then I don't know, maybe. But they've already said some kind of, you know, cruel things about The Last Jedi in other videos, so I could picture them making a thing. Oh wow, that's how you go back? Okay. Yeah, I don't know, it does seem unlikely, because I think that Mr. Plinkett's bored of doing Star Wars stuff? I don't know. Protagonist is an awful person but a wonderful movie? Deadpool. don't think he's that much of an awful person, is he? Hello, Uzi Wolf. How you doing? Did you finish the new God of War? Can I find the streams anywhere else than Twitch? Yes, GJ. If you follow the link in the description, it'll take you to my Discord. There is a channel called Watto's Junkyard. And that channel will have all the past broadcasts for the God of War streams, because I figured people would want to see them. I'm guessing this is the hub world for the next one, but...
Well, this mugshot certainly isn't shy. Okay, so we know he's here somewhere, but how are we supposed to find him? Mesa City is a big place.
Given that he's a bulldog, it seems only reasonable to assume that he chose to live in a giant fire hydrant.
That's some sound logic, Sly. Now you just need to find a way to break into the building's base.
Oh, I'm sure I'll think of something.
It looks like we'll be using the car. Why do you think people can't seem to understand objectivity in media? Because it can invalidate opinions, is what they think, right? That's usually what they say. They don't... their perspective invalidated, which, by the way, is a great way to learn. But for some reason, when it comes to media, you're not allowed to have your opinion invalidated. Like, my opinion gets invalidated a lot, people. I'm not kidding. It's why I take so long with my work. Wait, what? Oh. Okay. But yeah, like, let's just say my first perspective on The Force Awakens is very different from my current perspective on The Force Awakens. And what changed it was more knowledge. So, you know, I don't know. Some people don't like it, I guess. Will the God of War review come out this year? I hope it does. No promises, though. Good movie, evil protagonist, Clockwork Orange. That's a strong one, yeah, that's true. You know, Minecraft, I don't care. I think you mentioned you and Rags would be responding to the Right Opinions video on an older stream. Is that going to be on Rags' channel? Yes, and you're looking at maybe 20 days until that happens. Because he's still waiting to come home. Are you liking Sly 1 so far? I like it. A lot. That's pretty racist. I do watch Ralph the Movie Maker. Sometimes. I don't find him that interesting. And I don't know. He kind of falls in with the rest of YouTubers in that he's relatively lazy when it comes to reviewing stuff. Good old vlog, and then that's about it. I think he calls his series Reel It In, which I always found that odd, because it's just like, why don't you just call it a review? Oh right, I was supposed to sit circle. But, yeah, I'm not too bothered. I way prefer YMS and I Hate Everything to Ralph. And the reason I lump them in is because of the podcast, I suppose. Thank you, the OT Tree? Yacht Tree? I'm guessing, but I appreciate it, thank you. Favorite scene from Terminator 2? Oh, it has to be when John says goodbye to Terminator. That's, that part is brilliant. But there's a lot to love about that film. You should try the other Sly games. The second is the best in my opinion. Oh, well, I'm planning on going through them all. And I'll just do it on stream, because why not? It's fun. Oh, so this is the first one? Well, it could be. At the dog track it is, folks. Lando's been confirmed to be pansexual. Okay.
Murray, what's going on down
Changed
there?
my perspective
Well,
on
I drove to
TFA.
this hot
Oh.
dog stand for a quick snack,
What did you think of it
and the
before,
next thing you
dude?
know, I'm getting challenged to a race by these gangster dogs.
Is there a key in it for the winner?
Yeah, 3 times around the track for a key.
It's all you, man. Drive the van with the left analog stick. And if you manage to pick up any nitro power-ups, you can get a boost by pressing the square button. Go get them.
I'm on it.
Oh wow, cool. Yeah, what was your perspective before, and then what changed it? I am curious. Think outside the box. How was Ralph lazy? Well, just like all reviewers kind of are, with the very low effort assessment of things. That's how it comes across to me. Maybe that's unfair, I don't know. but it's the impression I get when you have someone coming home from watching a film, sitting in front of the camera and going, yeah, I guess the film was cool, but like there's loads of stuff that's just like in it, and I don't know, like there's this, and then there's that, and like I'm like, wow, they don't even come across as wanting to be doing this. But yeah, again, my standards are way too high, so don't always assess what I'm saying as fact or anything. You're one of the best nerd YouTubers. I greatly appreciate your content. Nerd YouTubers. What do you think of Sam Raimi films? I like the majority of the ones I've seen. Half my co-workers quit and now I get paid more at my job. That is just right. Shadiversity is. I'm not sure who that is. Worst missions are the racing ones. Oh. You know, I'm happy most games gave up on the story tutorials that call out buttons by name. It's so awkward when you might as well have a pop-up. Yeah. I mean, I like the tongue-in-cheek nature of this. You're gonna make a Rage Against a solo Star Wars story? Well, not if it's a great film, R1 player, and that's possible. Right, guys? I watched it very passionately and did notice a lot of the plot holes and inconsistencies. I also wasn't that interested in movies at the time. Fair enough, dude. I thought it was awesome, and then I watched ER's video, and I was like, oh. It's not awesome at all. Okay, this is gonna get some getting used to, I think. Oh my goodness. It's like... oh, this feels weird. Oh, okay. Alright, can we get a restart, please? Every racing game you play, there is different acceleration, speed, control, and rules, so it's like you just have to learn them and then you can win. But, it's good that everyone else isn't grabbing these speed boosts, because I'd be in trouble if they did. And I have no idea if I speed, do I get stuck behind people? Oh, I guess I do. And I just missed a boost. We got 3 laps, right? We can do this. And hey, look at that. We're not even 5th place anymore. That's good. Oh my god. Also, that speed boost was it's like half a second. Get out of the way. Alright. We're 3rd place, folks. Oh, that was not a good time to do that. Please wait. Wow. So there's no way I'm winning this, is there? I can get 2nd place, but I don't think I can get 1st. Oh, what? They can pick him up?
Crummy dogs are bumping me right and left.
Well, get back in there and bang them back. We need that key.
Hello, Alex. How'd you do? You drinking and driving. What the hell's a van driving on a trampoline? You're gonna see Solo and do an Unbridled Rage video. I'll see it and probably do that, considering it's more than likely bad. Terminator 1 is superior to T2 in large part because Schwarzenegger T800 kills every goddamn cop he sees. I don't rate the films based on how many people die. Yeah, a lot of people feel that the reason they liked Force Awakens was because it was better than the prequels, would be the justification. I've seen a decent chunk of Many a True Nerd's video on Fallout 3. The only thing that I find interesting is I want to see H-Bomber Guy respond to it. Because he does get mentioned by name, and he does get called out, arguably. Obviously he's careful about it, but still. Be interesting to see what he thinks. Yeah, this racing thing, not sure I'd say it's one of the best moments in this game. I don't like that they can pick up the speed boost when I can't fucking win without the speed boost. Out of the way! Yeah, go on. Knock me off the road, I dare you. Oh, they took it again, man. How am I gonna catch up to these people without cheats? Okay, this is actually going pretty well considering that's literally first place in front of me. Damn, I need to work on that turn, don't I? Do they even use the speed boosts? I don't think they do. Have you seen what do you think if Thanos gave Loki the Mind Scepter in Avengers? If it was an Infinity Stone, why didn't he keep it? I'm assuming because it was supposed to be used to retrieve the Tesseract and destroy Earth. And that was supposed to be, like, easy. And Thanos considers that him fucking up, and then he also considers Ronan as a fuck up as well. So he decides to do it himself at the end of Age of Ultron, is what I remember. I suppose his plan at first was to just have people collect the stones for him. But without the gauntlet, I suppose he didn't want to try and wield them. I really don't know.
Way to go, Murray.
Victory. I'd say TFA was more competently made than the prequels, but it was less ambitious as well. I really need to assess the prequels properly in terms of writing, but TFA's got a lot of problems. Have you ever listened to Bad Out of Hell or Knights of Sidonia? I've definitely listened to Knights of Sidonia, and it's awesome. Do you think it's a shame that Lucasfilm tries hard to avoid world building in the sequel trilogy despite it being one of the better aspects of the prequels? I love world building, especially in Star Wars, and a lot of people like world building. What, did you want there to be an hour of someone explaining how the world works? That would ruin the film. And I'm like, if that's how you think world building works, then yes, it would ruin the film. But the good thing about world building is you can do it during scenes. Isn't that crazy? You don't have to make a whole scene dedicated to world building. Oh, I thought you do that. Oh. In here. Oh, hello. Let's go right back down. Think about an unbridled praise of T1 and T2. It'd be great, and you might find more to like about T1. I'm obsessed with Terminator as a franchise. I've seen Terminator 2 more than anything in my life, and T1 a lot as well. I would hazard a assessment that T2 is just straight up better than T1. I love T1 as well, but my goodness, T2 is a fantabulous film. What if in episode 9 they used time travel to alter episode 7 and 8 like Days of Future Past did? Maybe that could fix it, dude.
Murray is in position to make a run for this key.
Okay, so what do I do?
Provide some covering fire for him with that blasting station.
Sweet.
Use the left analog stick to aim and press the square button to fire.
I'll do my best.
Okay. Gonna be really weird. Wait.
Time to move, Sly.
Okay.
Whoa!
Biggest flaw / plot hole in Infinity War in your opinion? Probably the vagueness of the gauntlet. We don't really know what it can do, and the film kind of relies on the fact that we don't know what it can do. That makes sense. Any chance you've seen the Expanse series? Opinions if you did. I have not. I've heard of it though. Mugshot's design as if he walks on his arms. That doggo has skipped leg day in his regular walks. I mean, in his history, he only did dumbbells and stuff, right? Something like that. Doesn't Thanos state that balance is important? Think outside the box. I don't think we can actually make the assessment that he should have just made resources. Everyone is saying it. And the only question I have is, when was it established that he could make resources? When did that happen? I mean, again, this is the whole they don't explain what the glove can do. So maybe that's the problem. But they don't, so you can't say that that's something it can do. But it would have been cool to get a character in the film to say, hey Thanos, why don't you just make loads of resources if you're so concerned about life flourishing? We could have had any argument from him to make it so that he wouldn't do that. I've seen a couple of people advocate for him, but he doesn't say it in the film. Because you don't need to make it make sense, you need to make it so that it makes sense to him. As long as it makes sense with his own logic, it'll be fine. Oh wow, did that kill him? Oh, he's lost the horseshoe.
Keep it up. I'm half done.
Fucking Maury. Did you enjoy T3? I know it comes nowhere near T2, but I for one found it to be rather fun. I don't remember hating Terminator 3, I just remember it being bad. I was like, this is fun. I don't really like the bad Terminator in that one. She's kind of lame, and for some reason they made it so that she's kind of worse than the Liquid Terminator from the second one when you think she should be better. I know she can make technology and she can corrupt technology, but like she's more killable than the Liquid Terminator from the second one is, if you know what I mean. But she's supposed to be a Terminator of Terminators, I believe, so I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't mind giving that film another rewatch to see if I really do hate it. You ready for 4 more Avatar films? I don't intend on watching the Avatar films. I don't know why. Oh shit, did I just kill him? Oh, smart. Let's restart. That's fine, that's fine. He got bullied and then just started lifting and got swollen his upper body after seeing his dog father wanted to be respected and a gangster. Yeah. What would you do with the Infinity Gauntlet and the stones? I would probably...
Time to move, Sly.
have to discuss that with a bunch of smarter people than me, because I don't know, and I don't even know what they can do, and I don't think I'd be a powerful enough entity to be able to survive having them.
Bingo!
Keep going, Murray. If you like great world building, lovely characters, and very interesting political intrigue, you should definitely watch The Expanse. Very well. What's the most important aspect of a video game to you? That would be gameplay. But story and characters can come close with the game, it just depends how you balance it.
Oh no!
Because a game can offer a very immersive story compared to a film.
Keep it up!
Because they can make you the one who has to make choices or interact. So it really depends on what you're trying to do. Oh, no, don't worry. We're not gonna blow them up, Murray. Oh, that's not... Really? Also, what did he take a hit from first? I thought he had a horseshoe. Fucking Murray. But can I shoot these things before they come?
Oh no!
Look how fast I can fire this.
Oh no!
You'd think they'd put it on like a limit to make this a little bit harder.
Bingo!
I say that, I've lost it like twice already. Wait, what? What? Wait, did he get hit by the... How far away does he have to be for those to actually affect him?
No! Oh no!
See, like, I could easily have killed him there. If the game actually wanted him to die from me. I would have loved to have watched another Avatar movie 7 years ago. Even then, I didn't really care to see a sequel, honestly. Do you think Kylo Ren's outburst in TFA would be more scary if they weren't played for laughs? I guess, but isn't that supposed to be what they're going for? Kind of. That is just, well, I don't know. Yes is the answer, I guess, to that. YouTube Red shows and movies. I don't even know what they are. Honestly. What's your favorite Marvel character? That would be Iron Man. Or Tony Stark. He's fantabulous. What's your least favorite thing about modern shooters? Mine is reloading. I don't know. My least favorite, like, I guess.
I made it halfway.
Probably how restricted the levels are most of the time. I tend to find that often. Am I gonna kill him? Nope.
Yikes! Bingo!
Wow, they've got like spotlights on guns.
Oh no!
Oh, whoa! Wow, how didn't he die?
I'm almost done. Whoa!
I think they're like mini guns attached to torches or something.
Yikes!
Breaking
Way to go!
doggos. What are your tough times on 3D movies? Rad or fad? I find it extremely annoying and distracting. I was never that impressed myself. Don't watch many movies in 3D though. I would make the Last Jedi better with Infinity Gauntlet. In 2019, it'll be 10 years since the original Avatar came out. It was crap even in 2009. I didn't like it that much, and I don't see why he's banking on so many of them, but it is James Cameron. Maybe he knows something we don't, folks. I was done with TFA when I saw the large planet-sized Death Star. I mean, Starkiller Base. I swear, no other moment in my life have my eyes rolled so bad. Yeah, I felt that in the cinema on my first watch. I remember being like, seriously? Did they need to do that? I have seen Rags' video on Downward Thrust, and I feel like he was kind to him. I mean, it's Downward Thrust. It's Downward Thrust. Rags could have done a lot more damage, but he decided to be civil and only attack the points. So, he was a good doggo. I would have probably myself have gone for the thumbnails, the titles, the fact that he tends to steal his perspective from high-voted comments on, like, Reddit and shit. That was embarrassing. And then when he comes up with his own ideas, it tanks massively because you just wonder how the hell he even got to that point. He argued that Far Cry 5 needs debate on political issues. It's the most, like, what? Imagine you played, like... I'm trying to think of a game this applies to. I suppose Call of Duty of some kind would probably be it, but... I'm trying to think of something a little bit more extravagant, like, or excessive, I guess. A game where there is just a ridiculously evil enemy. I don't know why I'm having trouble coming up with one for that, since it would be pretty fucking obvious. I feel like... or what Samuel's... his name is Samuel, right, in Doom, but I was like, no, that's not what with Doom. I need to look at my Steam list. I'm blanking out on video games entirely. I can't even think of video games. I'm like, Sly Cooper. I can't remember what the villain is in this game right now. The Ratchet and Clank, Nefarious. Let's have a debate with him about whether or not his ideas... Point being is that he wanted a debate on the idea of whether or not the guy was correct. That you talk to many people in the game, and it's a really bizarre thing to want, because you're like, isn't it the whole point is just that they're evil and we're going to stop them? Why do we need to talk to them? And a lot of people are assuming that because he's left-leaning that he wants the left side of the argument in the game or something like that. There's rumors going around that Episode 9 is going to feature the KOTOR Starforge as an explanation for Order's resources. That could explain Starkiller Base. It's still awful. We'll have to see what they do, Samurai. We'll have to see what... Downward Thrust's channel is just a goldmine. Absolutely. His channel's amusing to watch. Daniel Rodriguez, thank you very much for the $20. There's no questions, so I simply give you a thumbs up. Thank you very much. If you become a Jedi and you're able to choose what Sith villain to fight against, which Sith would you choose? I'd choose Kylo Ren because he's so unthreateningly unscary. He's pretty powerful, though. I'd probably go with, like, you know, a crap Jedi Sith. I mean, there's gotta be a crap Sith out there. Like a janitor Sith. No one likes. Doesn't even have a lightsaber. No one probably knows of one from the expanded universe. Yanni or Laurel? I'm not sure. I think Lucas's film's idea of it's like the Death Star but bigger with Starkiller Base and the Supremacy is like a child writing the script. Absolutely. Not even a question. Just because something's big doesn't mean it's scary, by the way. Especially if it gets knocked out moments after being introduced. Well, you guys probably agree with that. You know when the Rogue One trailers were coming out, and it was like landscapes where you could see the Death Star in the background vaguely? And it was like, oh my god. Because the Death Star was quite intimidating. Starkiller Base killed a thing that we weren't even like sure of what it was. You know, the Republic planets, we weren't even 100% on that. And the Supremacy, well, the Holdo destroyed that herself, so I don't know, man. I don't know. No, he was saying that Far Cry 5 addressed political issues but did so from a very comfortable position. No, he genuinely asked for debate. He's quoted as saying that. I've watched the video and I watched Rag's response. I know what he said. You played any of the Doom games? Yes. Doom 1 and 2 thoroughly, and I love Doom 2016. Doom 3 I played quite a bit. One of the first games I played on PC, actually. I just, I don't know, I didn't respond to it that well. Oh wait, there was a thing out there. What was this? I don't know which door I just walked into. I like you. You make me like YouTube. I check in every day just hoping you're posting something. Wish you the best. I always watching. Always be watching. Well, thanks, Mason. Stuff. Now let's have a philosophical debate with Zeus and Kratos in God of War. Yeah, I mean, oh, that was the right door, yeah. When you got, like, enemies who are insane, you don't need your character saying, "That's wrong. You can't do that." I mean, you could, but, he sold it as what? The missed opportunity of Far Cry 5? When it was like, no, that's just a game that you might want to have yourself? Guess, oh wait, that's where we came from then. Good.
Nice job getting in, but look out for those guards. Mugshot's got those machine gun toting dogs hunting like a pack.
Doom has debate against demons, it's just not very chill. I read that as not very chill, not very civil. His video on Rage was hilarious. His whole point was that no one wanted a sequel and pretty much everyone disagreed. Well, this is the thing, I never played Rage, so I'm just like, you know, was it good? Did it deserve a sequel? Fine, whatever, and it's id Software, so maybe they'll make it good, who knows. Do you watch Mundane Matt? No, I don't. It seemed like Downward Thrust expected Far Cry 5 to be an in-depth RPG. Yeah, I don't know what he was expecting. How did Darth Maul come back from being sliced in half? He got a robot body. Sick. Why isn't anyone willing to help the Resistance at the end of The Last Jedi? Does no one want revenge for the death of their senators? They don't explain that, and I don't think they will, because of the time skip that's probably going to happen. Oh. Whoa. Oh no. So if one of them's alerted, it'll alert them all. Okay, I did actually think that it was more of a individual thing, so... I will do this better this time. Bear it. The likely idea episode 9 will latch onto is people rising up. Yes, that's what I expect. I do watch Game of Thrones, and I like Game of Thrones. Not too happy with seasons 5 and 7, but I do like the other seasons. I do kind of want to make a video on Game of Thrones eventually. Oh, what? Oh. Maybe I'm missing something here. Also, I've only got 1 life left. Darn. He wanted debate, but he said so with a much larger context, and there's nothing wrong with that either. Debate is healthy. Soma sparked debates about the nature of humanity, didn't it? Yeah, Soma and Far Cry are a little bit different. Just a little bit. And, he argued that the game would have been better with that, when it wasn't even remotely required. Just, it would make the game different. And Soma did have debates, but the main character didn't really engage in the more substantive part of it. He just complained most of the time, and it gave the player something to think about. But again, you have to take into account what Far Cry is, series. You play the mod Brutal Doom? Yes, it's awesome. What do you think of dystopian films? Do you have a favorite? I can't think of what my favorite would be, but I do like them a lot, yeah. Cool to see how they can work with it. You know, whatever rules they may have. I played the new God of War on the one below the hardest. I didn't play on God difficulty.